Alright, you guys, thank you for coming this briefing section. And I am the facility manager Kai, and Grace and Min. Good morning.
Good morning.
Yeah, and just to let you guys know our firm is why I understand why you guys after this incident, and we understand it's really hard for you guys.
Okay.
And we just want to do some debriefing session for you guys. This is really be a role of your mentality, and we will ask some question. If you feel uncomfortable and you don't want to answer that, you just please just say no. I'm uncomfortable to talk about that. It's okay. It's fine.
Okay, sure.
Yeah, and that's why we want to do this debriefing section. And we also really appreciate our senior support worker like Grace, and she can support you at a time. And we understand as a new support worker, this is really hard for you. Yeah, and that's why we want to do this debriefing session. And thank you for coming debriefing session again. All right, and tell me about the day. What happened?
It was a normal day at work. When I went to the toilet, I can see Chris lying on a floor with full of blood, and there was heroin, drugs and needle in the sink. I was very shocked and frightened after seeing this, so I loudly called Grace, and Grace come.
Yeah, that day I started early my shift, and when I heard Min calling out my name, I just ran as quick as I could to the bathroom.
Yeah.
And I saw her. She was definitely shocked by that scene. She was crying and shaking by the door, and I saw Chris lying down on the floor, full of blood. So what I did, I just followed the safety procedures, first aid procedures there, and but the first thing is I called out to the ambulance, and I followed these first aid procedures with Chris until the ambulance came. So thankfully the ambulance came really quick, and and Chris could be safe and secure.
So do you guys see any stranger or suspicious person with Chris?
Actually, I was really in shock and couldn't say a word at that time. I don't think I see anybody like stranger or somebody like which I don't see before that, because I can't process the thing that happened before, because it never happened before at that time. So I was really in shock. I really don't know about anything about that.
Definitely.
Yeah.
So how about Chris?
I saw him before in my shift when I started, but I didn't see him with company from someone else. I just saw himself by himself, so I'm not really sure if someone else was there.
Okay, so who else witnessed this incident except Grace and me?
When I called the ambulance, and also when she called me just right after I arrived to the scene, the security guard also came along. And then the ambulance people came, and the security guard to make sure that no one else approached to that close to the bathroom. So it was just three of us practically with the security guard.
Okay, so do you guys have any clue? Are you aware of any possibility of how Chris was able to bring the heroin and needles in the house? How can he bring that?
Well, I can make sure about it, but I would say it might possibly be some escape rules in the security procedures. I think it would be important to talk with the security guard in that shift, in which moment when Chris arrived to the facilities and what could happen later. What was the control that he went through? Because I don't think what other way could be that he actually could bring all of that stuff into the facilities. And this never happened before. This is the first time that happened.
Yeah, as a facility manager, I think in the future we want to set up the front door camera. And what do you guys think? Is it necessary to set up new camera on the front door?
Of course, yes, that would be really helpful.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It makes the person feels clear that who came and who went.
We want to make sure it's not any stranger or suspicious people bring anything into this facility. I think it's necessary to set up this front door camera.
Sure.
So, alright, and what were you guys thought at the time?
Actually, when I first saw Chris, I thought he was dead, and I was very shocked and called Grace as soon as possible. I saw him. I was really in shock and calling Grace, so she came and handled the situation very well.
Well, to me, what was my first thought was just call straight away to the ambulance and just follow the first aid procedures to help Chris to be safe in that moment until the ambulance came. That was the very first thing that was in my mind.
Yeah.
So what were you guys the first reaction when you witnessed this incident? What were your first reaction? Yeah, reaction.
I called Grace as soon as possible.
Yep.
She was the one with me.
How about you?
Well, I was just making sure that Chris was safe and called the ambulance. That was the very first things I did.
Alright. Another thing is we really were aware of you guys the mental health or everything about your well-being. So after this incident, have you guys have any symptoms? Feel cannot sleep well, cannot eat well, and like insomnia, lack of the appetite, panic attacks?
Yeah, definitely. I lost my appetite and I was not aware of these kind of emotions that I feel first time. I was really